Harley? What the heck happened to you? Don't you know I've been waiting here all morning like a caged animal? My test results are life and death matter, and you just waltz in looking like you don't have a care in the world. When do you intend to get them from the hospital?
Hello, Wendy. Where are you coming from? I wasn't expecting you back so soon. As for the hospital, I don't remember us discussing any tests. Did you have an appointment today?
Appointment? Don't play dumb with me, young lady. Why should I have to discuss my health with you in advance? You wouldn't understand these things anyway. You lack a real job and spend all your time at home being lazy. I'm practically doing you a favor by asking you to pick up my tests. It gives you something to do besides eating bonbons and watching trashy TV all day. I really can't believe you're not here when I really need you. You really are becoming such a useless appendage around here.
I'm really sorry about this misunderstanding, Wendy. I just had no idea you were planning on going to the hospital today. You never mentioned anything.
That's because you never listen. That's exactly why I hate unemployed people like you. You have the attention span of a goldfish. Yeah, you better be sorry. Make sure this never happens again. Just having an unemployed person like you in my house is enough stress already. My nerves are shot.
I understand your frustration, Wendy, but being unemployed isn't my fault. Remember, it was Anthony who asked me to become a housewife. It's not like I wanted to quit my job and become a dependent trophy wife.
Stop making up excuses like that, Harley. This is why I really don't like you. You always play the victim.
But it's true. After we were married, we intended to start trying for kids right away. We made the decision that I should stay at home and concentrate on parenting our child as a result. At the time, I thought this would be the best idea for our family.
So, where is the baby then? You two have been married for more than a year and haven't even gotten pregnant yet. What's the sense of leaving your job if you won't have a child to take care of? You're just sitting around collecting dust.
Pregnancy is not a simple process, Wendy. Barely a year has passed. We'll probably simply keep trying for a bit longer. I'm planning to go and see a fertility specialist if I can't get pregnant after a few more months of trying.
Fertility specialists? You can't even get pregnant the natural way? That's like your only job as a wife these days. This is why I told Anthony not to marry you in the first place.
Wait, what did you just say? You told him not to marry me?
I told Anthony that it would be a bad idea to marry an old woman like you. He ought to listen to his own mother for once. What a mistake. A younger lady, someone with fire in her loins, would already be pregnant by now. You've had a whole year, Harley. A whole year to give my son an heir. And what do you have to show for it? Nothing.
Did you just call me an old woman? I'm barely 29 years old. 2 years older than Anthony at most. And to say I haven't done anything? I've cooked your meals, cleaned your house, and done everything you've asked without complaint. Is that nothing?
Don't play dumb with me, Harley. Age isn't just a number when it comes to having children. Your biological clock is ticking, and by the sound of it, it's about to explode. You're a housewife, Harley. That's supposed to be your one job, to take care of my son and give him children. Look at you, wasting away in this house all day instead of fulfilling your purpose.
My purpose? Is that all I am to you, some baby-making machine? We talked about this, Wendy. We decided I should stay at home so we could focus on starting a family. And for your information, I have been trying to get pregnant. It's not always that easy.
Trying? Honey, that's not good enough. Results are what matter, and you've produced none. Look at me, Harley. I had Anthony at 25, healthy as a horse. You wouldn't know anything about that, would you? You probably spend all your days sprawled on the couch eating bonbons and watching those ridiculous soap operas.
That's enough. I will not be spoken to this way in my own home. Maybe you're right, Wendy. Maybe I haven't been the perfect wife you envisioned for Anthony, but you know what? This isn't working for me anymore either.
Oh, don't get all dramatic on me now, Harley. Just get me my test results, and then you can go back to your bonbons and your daytime dramas.
Forget the test results. Forget the vacation next month. I won't be going anywhere with you or Anthony. In fact, I won't be staying here either. Anthony, hello. I'm in need of your assistance. It's kind of an emergency. Just now, your mother informed me that she basically kicked me out of our family vacation next month. She said she didn't want dead weight tagging along and had the nerve to cancel my reservation. What should I do, in your opinion? Should I make a call to the hotel and reinstate my booking?
Why would you even think about doing that, Harley? Why? Didn't you hear what I just said?
But you haven't said anything yet, Anthony. Just told you my reservation got canceled. Are you seriously just going to stand there and not say anything about it?
Yeah, I know that already. Look, the point is, it wouldn't be a good idea for you to try and add yourself back to the reservation. It would only cause more tension. What you're suggesting makes no sense at all, Harley.
But I don't understand. I assumed that it was intended to be a family getaway, a time for us to relax and reconnect. If I'm left behind alone here, it won't really be a family vacation, will it?
Look, Mom went through a lot of effort to get just your reservation canceled. I think that we should just leave the reservation as it is. It's for the best, trust me.
So you're basically telling me that I can't come on this family vacation, even though I was the one that painstakingly planned the trip and made all the reservations? All those hours spent researching flights and hotels, all down the drain?
Yeah, that's exactly why I'm telling you. It's a done deal. Don't make waves, Harley.
I can't believe you would say that to me. You are meant to be my husband, right? You should be on my side in this. You should be trying to convince your mom to let me come on this trip. Don't you remember how excited we were about going together?
Harley, I know that I'm your husband, but I'm also my mom's eldest son. And frankly, I think I'm going to side with her on this matter. I really like my parents after all. Besides, she also has a point. You know, sometimes you can be a little difficult.
Difficult? I find it hard to believe that you're saying that I was requested to become a housewife for you, by you. You advised me to leave my work, so I did. I gave up my career and financial independence to support your dreams. Now I sort of regret it. You've been returning home at odd hours and you barely spend any time with me. All I get is complaints from your mother whenever I try and talk to her.
Well, you should be grateful that my mom is willing to spend some time with you while I'm at work.
Oh, believe me, I am eternally grateful for her hospitality. She always treats me like a slave, bossing me around and criticizing everything I do. She's also constantly asking me when I'm going to get pregnant. How am I meant to get pregnant when we haven't even slept in the same bed for over half a year? Why do I have to get blamed for not becoming pregnant?
You really need to shut up, Harley. You can be so annoying at times. I'm really tired from having to work all day. I don't have the time or energy to be listening to your complaints. Can you just figure this out between yourselves? Just talk to my mom about it directly. Tell her how you feel.
I'm not asking you to solve this for me completely. I just want you to listen to me. I'm meant to be your wife, aren't I? Shouldn't you at least pretend to care about how I feel?
This wouldn't be a problem if you just listen to what my mom tells you to do. It's really that simple, Harley. You know how she gets, especially when you contradict her.
What? That's your solution to this? Just for me to become a doormat and let your mother walk all over me? Is that what kind of marriage we have, Anthony?
Come on, you're twisting my words. Look, Mom just wants things done a certain way. And if you could just bend a little, things would be a lot smoother for everyone. You know, like that time you forgot to pick up her low-fat yogurt and she ended up having to eat that sugary stuff from the corner store? Remember how cranky she was for a week?
So it's my fault that your mother has a meltdown over a yogurt shortage? And besides, you know I was swamped with cleaning the entire house that day, which your mother never acknowledges.
Okay, I get it. But you have to admit, sometimes you do push her buttons a little. Maybe if you just try to see things from her perspective.
Her perspective? Her perspective is that I'm some unemployed gold digger who doesn't deserve to be part of this family. I gave up my career to be a stay-at-home wife at your request. Anthony, all I get is constant criticism from your mother.
Look, I appreciate that you did that, Harley. It just seems like lately things haven't been working out the way we planned.
Is this what you think? Because let me tell you, this family vacation without me feels like a pretty clear message about how you feel about me lately.
No, that's not it at all. Honestly, Harley, I just think it would be better for everyone if you stayed home this time. Mom gets stressed easily, and you know how things can get when she's around you.
So I'm the stress factor? I'm the reason your precious little family vacation can't happen? Do you even see me as your wife, Anthony? Or am I just some sort of inconvenient accessory that you've left behind whenever it suits your mother?
Harley, of course, I see you as my wife. It's just, well, my mom can be difficult sometimes, and you know that. I think it would be best for us to just go on this trip alone this year. Maybe next year things will be different.
Maybe next year there won't be an us to go on a trip with, Anthony. Maybe next year I'll realize I deserve a husband who actually stands up for me instead of just letting his mother walk all over me. Enjoy your vacation, Anthony. I'll be here holding down the fort just like you expect me to. Good day, Wendy. Have you got a minute? I have to speak with you about something. Something important. Actually, there's a few things I need to get off my chest.
What do you want from me, Harley? We're having the time of our lives on this vacation, by the way. This beautiful beach, the delicious cocktails, the peace and quiet. I think it's mostly because a certain someone isn't here with us to disrupt the tranquility.
I see. I'm very glad that you guys are having such a good time on vacation. Looks like you're soaking up the sun. Anyway, I wanted to talk to you about something that might affect your return a little.
Attempting to join us on this trip is pointless, Harley. I won't let that happen for a second. We're all enjoying quality family time here with my side of the family. You don't need to crash the party if you're just going to sit around the house all day being unemployed and useless while we're away. Besides, you know how much Anthony appreciates you taking care of things back home. Be sure to thoroughly clean the whole house from top to bottom before we get back. We wouldn't want to come home to a mess, would we?
The house. Well, the house no longer exists.
What? What do you mean by that? Did you burn it down or something? You can't be serious.
I had intended to chat with you about it before you left for your vacation, but you seem so busy packing and planning, so I'm just going to give you the gist of it. I'm going to get going then. I did tell you that the house is gone now, right? You two may decide on what you do on your own when you get back.
Why are you suddenly telling me weird lies like that? There's no way our house is gone. What do you even mean by that? Did you move out or something?
Yes, I did move out already. Didn't you realize that I was packing up all my belongings from last week? Though, thinking back, maybe you were too focused on picking out the perfect outfit for your vacation to notice.
I assumed you were accumulating all of your possessions for a purpose, but you never informed me that you intended to leave. Does this indicate that you'll eventually divorce Anthony?
That's what I plan on doing. I've already filled out my half of the divorce papers. I mailed them to his company. He can fill it out and hand them in next time he goes back to work. I wouldn't hold my breath waiting for him to jump at the chance, though. Consider it a courtesy, a chance for him to save a little face. I also sent all of your belongings to Anthony's sister's house. They have a spare room. I figured it would be better than just leaving them on the curb.
Wait, what? Why did you need to do that? I thought you were moving out of our house. Why was there a need to send my belongings? Don't tell me you just threw me out on the street.
Were you not listening to a word I said? I told you the house is gone. The house that we lived in, that one with the chipped paint on the front door and the rose bushes you never bothered to take care of, the house that used to belong to my parents. Remember them? The wonderful people who left me their entire estate, which included that very house?
What? Did your folks own it? This whole time? There's no way. I must have some emails about this.
The house was given to me when my parents passed away. It was in my name, on the deed, everything. Do you not remember me telling you about this? Maybe you were too busy criticizing my taste in furniture to actually listen.
I guess you were saying something along those lines now that you mention it. But that was ages ago. I'd completely forgotten about it. Besides, it doesn't matter whose name was on the deed. We were a family, weren't we?
The house is under my name. I'm the rightful owner of it. And you were the one that moved in without my permission after I got married to Anthony. It was supposed to be my fresh start, a place to build my life with him. But I never felt at home at all. I felt like a complete outsider thanks to you, constantly rearranging the furniture and criticizing everything I did.
None of that matters right now. What happened to the house? I really liked living there. It was close to the shops and had a lovely backyard for Anthony's barbecues.
I intended to fully sever relations with both you and Anthony. There's no point clinging to the past. I chose to list the home for sale. I didn't want to stay in a home since it had too many unpleasant memories of you consistently criticizing my cooking and keeping me on eggshells.
You sold the house? But what about all my things? All those antique teacups I collected over the years. My grandmother's rocking chair. You just got rid of them all?
I've left the rest to a real estate company. They're going to help me find a potential buyer, someone who will appreciate the house for what it is, not just see dollar signs. Those teacups and that chair can find a new home too. with someone who values them more than you ever did.
So that means we really can't go back to the house anymore. No more cozy evenings by the fireplace? No more weekend projects in the garden? It all feels so surreal.
You guys can't turn around and pretend like nothing happened. Trespassing would be committed since it's no longer my property. You attempted to eject me from that home several times. And now that I think about it, you continued to try to even do so even though it was legally mine all the time. The audacity!
That was all just a harmless joke, Harley. A way to lighten the mood a little. I never would have really kicked you out on the street. Besides, you were practically family.
Family? Is that what you call it? Living on eggshells, constantly criticized for everything I did? You never treated me like a daughter, Wendy. You treated me like an unwanted intruder.
I really think that you should think about all this again. It's not a good idea to sell that house so hastily. And why are you getting a divorce? Did you even talk to Anthony about this before deciding? This feels so sudden, so rash.
He told me that he didn't mind if I got a divorce with him. I really wanted to get a divorce, so that's why I decided to go through with this. I really didn't want to spend any more time with a mother-in-law who undermined me at every turn. You should be grateful that I sent all your belongings to your daughter's house, considering you never treated me like one of your own.
Where am I meant to live then? I don't have a house to live in anymore, thanks to you. And my daughter? Her tiny apartment is overflowing with her 6 rambunctious kids. This is a nightmare.
Then you and Anthony can go look for a place to rent out together. Maybe this will be a wake-up call for him, a chance to see how badly you've treated the woman he supposedly loves. Either way, this has nothing to do with me anymore. Now, please try and figure out without asking me for too much help. Consider it a parting gift.
I can't believe that you're abandoning us like this. All of a sudden. Anthony might not even be cheating on you. It could all just be a huge misunderstanding. I really don't think that you should go through with this divorce. It's a bad idea. Also, don't want you to sell the house. Think of all the memories we've made there. We can talk about this and figure everything out. I'm sure that we can get along well in the future.
There's no way I'm ever going to be able to get along with you, Wendy. You've poisoned the well for good. I only have bad memories associated with that house, thanks to your constant negativity. There's absolutely no intention of me ever seeing or talking to you ever again. Consider this my final act of kindness, letting you know where your belongings are. Goodbye, Wendy.
You don't need to go that far. I've never treated you that badly. Honestly, Harley. All that talk about severing relationships is a bit traumatic, don't you think? Besides, this vacation wouldn't even be happening if it weren't for me. Remember whose credit card points we're using for those fancy hotels and overpriced cocktails?
Credit card points? Let's not rewrite history here, Wendy. Everything for this trip you're now on meticulously planned and booked by me, down to the last spa appointment and sunset cruise. In actuality, you mistreated me terribly throughout our time together. And frankly, I'm surprised it took me this long to stand up for myself. I believe I have every right to sever all relations with you, especially after the stunt you pulled with the credit card points. I'm shocked that you chose to remove my name from all the bookings. As if this luxurious vacation wasn't largely thanks to my efforts. You must have a really terrible personality to do something like that to your own daughter-in-law.
All right. Maybe I went a little too far with the credit card points thing. But I still think it's wrong to sell the house and move all my belongings without telling me. We could have at least discussed it first.
Discussed it? There was nothing to discuss. The house was in my name, remember? And all your belongings are in safe hands. I asked a reputable moving company to pack and transfer all of you and Anthony's belongings to your daughter's place. Speaking of which, I'll be asking you and Anthony to pay me back for this. It wasn't exactly cheap. And considering you both treated me like a doormat all this time, I think some financial reimbursement is only fair. Besides, I got a really good lawyer. She says I can get plenty of alimony on top of the divorce settlement.
Please, stop what you're doing and think about it first. I told you that I can't live with my daughter. She has 6 kids crammed into a tiny 2-bedroom apartment. There's no room for me. And frankly, the constant noise would drive me insane. You need to go and talk to Anthony about all this. I don't think that you guys need to get a divorce. It's all such a misunderstanding.
I am definitely getting a divorce from him. There's no way I'm going to stay married to him after all he did to me.
I just told Anthony about everything that you said to me. You should have received some calls from Anthony. I think that he wants to talk to you.
I've received some calls and texts from him. It seems like he's totally forgotten that I was the owner of the house. It also seems that he wants to stay married to me so he can keep living in that house. I can't believe I even got married to him in the first place.
I really think that Anthony regrets everything he did to you. Everyone makes mistakes from time to time. I think that you should give him a second chance.
I sent some of Anthony's belongings to the apartment that his secret girlfriend lives in.
Wait, what?
I don't really want to talk to him anymore, so would you be able to tell him for me? I can't believe that he would sleep with his boss's wife while he was on a business trip.
What? I can't believe it.
I'm curious to see how his supervisor will respond to this. I also ponder if Anthony will be able to keep working for that organization. He definitely is in a situation where he can't afford to lose his job, in my opinion. In the next month, he'll need a large sum of money. He will be responsible for paying me the divorce settlement, alimony, as well as the cost of a new home. You people were fortunate not to have to pay rent while living in my home.
What are you planning to do then? Where are you going to live? You must be in a terrible situation too.
Why do you think that?
You're unemployed. You have no source of income. What are your plans for the future? I really think that you should think this through. All three of us are going to be in a lot of trouble if you go through with this. It would be better for all three of us if we tried to continue living together in your house.
You shouldn't be concerned about me. I make a good living. In fact, I have a couple more homes in the region.
Wait, what?
I invested most of the money from my parents into real estate. I have a few properties that I'm renting out, and it gives me a stable source of income. I got some advice from one of my friends that's really good at investing.
I was completely ignorant of everything.
In any case, you shouldn't worry about me at all. I already know where I want to live, and I have a respectable source of income. I can't wait to begin the subsequent chapter of my life without you guys already. It feels like a tremendous burden has been removed from my shoulders. When Wendy and Anthony discovered that they had nowhere to reside, they were anxious. They both repeatedly apologized to me, but it had no effect at all. I had already made my decision. I was definitely going to get a divorce from Anthony and sell the house that we lived in. Anthony and Wendy still haven't found a place to live. Who knows what they'll do to extricate themselves from this problem that they created.